Hello students, in last class we discussed about food regarding the calories a person require and all those things, and today we will be discussing about the cultivation of crops, that is plants. Regarding cultivation, that is two types of cultivation is being carried out. So now we will be discussing about the first one, that is shifting cultivation, and this is the old and that is agricultural practice which is carried out in whole, that is in most of the parts of the earth and all. In this case, natural ecosystem is manipulated and cultivation is done in the limited area for a short period of time, and in this system cultivated area, that is what the cultivated area where shifting cultivation is being carried out is temporarily covered with a wild vegetation and things like that. And this type of cultivation where it is covered with the wild vegetation, and this is generally practiced in mountains and all, and this type of mainly the shifting cultivation, it is carried mainly in the hilly regions and all, so that the cultivation is easy for them to carry out and all. But once again, this type of cultivation, it has drawbacks of its own. That is the drawbacks, what we call a natural ecosystem and is disturbed, and even the yield is poor due to uncared cultivation and all. And the first main reason for these defects is proper management of settlement of a tribal population. This has to be done, and because of migration of these tribal people, shifting cultivation is a little bit not that easy, and also the facilities of farming should be provided to them. So this is one of the what we can take as a criteria where natural ecosystem is being disturbed. And next, coming over to that is in that only the main reason for this is the agriculture which should be clubbed together once again with silviculture, so that the land use involves an integrated program of nothing but agriculture and horticulture and forestry, and annual crops should be replaced with perennial crops. I think you understand the word perennial crops. That is where the crops once again which are regained twice in a year, and annual crops should be replaced with this perennial crops. So ultimately they will be getting the yield twice a year. And even the next point, that is rotation of crops with forest and field crops, has given a better results in the slopy area of hills and all this. And even that is, these are all the what we can tell the defects what we observe in a shifting cultivation. So whenever a shifting cultivation is carried on in a hilly area, that is these are all the drawbacks which we can see, and definitely that is we cannot carry out the shifting cultivation without harming the natural ecosystem and all. And coming over to the next type of cultivation, that is what you will be you are studying about this, nothing but this what we call it as a sedentary cultivation and all. And one more most important aspect of this sedentary cultivation, once again it also has its main drawbacks and all. And actually most of the algae, mushrooms, and even nothing but what is called some aquatic are also rich in protein contents, which are once again consumed by man and all. And there is a tremendous loss in yield due to plant diseases, due to what called bacteria, viruses, mycoplasm, and pest and all. It has been estimated that there is a 15 to 20% loss is there due to plant diseases alone, and sometimes even sudden break of a disease can cause severe loss in the production, and plant diseases are main problems and barriers to crop production and all. The damage caused by plant, that is pest and all, it is some tremendous, and sometimes it is unrepairable. So these are all the drawbacks what we will be seeing in these two types of cultivation and all. And coming over to the, that is what this is the all the part. Just now we talked about the food and its cultivation and all. And next, that is regarding the energy. Once again, we have the energy which plays an important role in our day-to-day life. So regarding this, we will be studying now. That is, see, energy, once again, it is being carried out from the different sources. That is, different sources of energy, we will be getting this energy. And mainly, since this is connected with the life science, so we will be studying the energy from plants and all. The green plants, as you know, that is, they have mainly what we call it as possessing pigments and then producing the mainly the food and all through nothing but a process called as photosynthesis and all. And definitely that is for this process energy definitely is required, and in this process, that is photosynthesis, they use what is called solar energy, where solar energy is that is nothing but converted into chemical energy or food energy, and the molecular oxygen is also used as a byproduct, that is as a byproduct and all. And as far as the information, that is out of 3 into 10 to the power of 24 joules per year, that is solar energy reaching the earth. So 3 into 10 to the power of 24 joules, that is what the earth receives the solar energy. Just we are using only 0.1% and produce, that is, and it produces only, that is production is 2 into 10 to the power of 11 tons of organic matter. This much of organic matter is being produced, and for by that is by 2 into 10 to the power of 11 tons of organic matter. Once again, utilization, that is the energy utilized is nothing but 3 into 10 to the power of 12 joules of energy. And the solar energy in India is about 6 into 10 to the power of 13 megawatt hour, with 300 days of the average sunshine per year. As you know, that is ours is a tropical country, and since we will be having through 3/4 of the year the that is your solar, the we can have a sun this one, and definitely the solar energy, that is what it is being here, that is we are available with is 6 into 10 to the power of 13 megawatts per hour. And definitely we have a 300 days of average sunshine per year, and the increased photosynthetic efficiency will lead to an increase in definitely what is called a food, and definitely a biomass and energy. So as that is, since the availability of energy is more, definitely the availability of food and biomass and energy will also be more. And as you know, the basic that is what we call it as a fossil fuel that we use in our daily life, that is once again resulted from ancient widespread, that is of dense forest, which have been fossilized and converted into major that is coal beds and all during the Carboniferous period. Because of this, that is fossilization, today we are having much of our that is the what we call a fuel and all these things. So thus the photosynthesis is the initial process for all these things. See, the photosynthesis definitely is a main important process because of which we are getting much of our that is fuel and all. And once again, that is this because of this photosynthesis, that is we are having a what called the fuel and definitely the energy and all this. And of the most important, that is if the photosynthetic efficiency is once again more greater will be the products and all. And even in that is photosynthetic efficiency is also much greater in algae, bacteria and all. And it is being estimated that 16% in algae, and in bacteria it is about 1.2% in all the plants and all. So this is how we are getting energy just by algae and bacteria, that which accounts to 16%, and that is 1 to 2% in plants. So this is how we will be getting energy from different sources and all. And now we will be studying the energy which is that is regained. That is, once again we will be getting it through a what we call it as plantation. So how we can get the energy from plantation and all. Since civilization, fuel has been the primary energy source for mankind and all, and this continues to be a source of energy even today. Actually, the concept that is being used in that is in developing countries and all, plant-based energy is being obtained by an energy plantation which produces biomass from settled trees in the shortest possible time at a low cost. So this is the one what presently it is being worked on, and definitely it is also on the field. That is we are getting energy through this what is called as a plantation and all in a that is in a greater quantity and all. See, that is these plants which yield solid, liquid and gaseous fuel through burning, gasification, digestion, etc. That is these such plantation can be raised in both hills and plain, particularly on marginal land. That is, see, we have a what is called of getting crops and all, and in this that is growing the crops, once again that is silviculture is being adopted, where we will be growing the crops and at the same time we will be growing the trees at the borders of these crops. So where we can use this, that is for energy plantation and all. And definitely that is this actually is being settled. That is, we will be getting this through biomass. That is what we can. That is the overall energy plantation which we will be getting through biomass and all. And one more important aspect is these plants yield solid, liquid and gaseous fuels and all through burning. That is nothing but gasification and even digestion and all. Such plantation can be raised in both hills and also in the plains, particularly that is on marginal lands. Just now what I used the term silviculture and all. And through this method, it is estimated about 4 tons of dry matter is obtained in 0.25 hectares of land, which is sufficient for an average family. So this much of energy we will be getting, and definitely this is okay for a farmer, that is average family and all. And once again, that is according to a scientist called Kosho, that is he mainly worked on the energy and all in 1983, that is around 1.86 million acres of that is million square kilometers of marginal or even what we can, that is or stapler availability in India, that is such plantation once again will yield about 1000, that is 400 million, this that is overall what we can tell, sorry, that is 11,000 please rectify it, that is 1400 millions of energy is being regained through this method and all. And one more important aspect is, so that is as the plantation or the biomass definitely increases, once again we will be having what called the energy, that is the fuel, it will be rather more. And just I'll be discussing a little bit about this, the plants which give highest energy and all, that is the white that is nothing but water hyacinth, what you have already heard, that is Jalakumbi, and this one, and when grown in water enriched with sewage and all, if this Jalakumbi can be grown in a sewage water, and definitely this Jalakumbi produces about 8 to 10 tons of plant material, and which once again yield about 3000 to 500 that is 3,500 to 7,000 cubic metric of methane is produced through this what called a water hyacinth and all. So like this there are many plants which we will be studying it in next class. Thank you.